Is Felger and Maz your favorite afternoon show?
Yes, 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 yes.
Felger and Maz.
This hot take that's floating around is Giannis for Jaylen Brown. Like, first of all, who says no? Which side says no for that?
I think
What
there's a
would that
lot of picks
include?
involved. I
Exactly.
don't think it's straight up. I think there's some other stuff involved. It's not the Celtics MO per se. Like they love shooting. You know, they do want to build this thing around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. If Jaylen Brown asked to leave, I think it would be more of a Tatum-centric team where, you know, if anybody can go out there, like, you know, Brad Stevens made that trade for Derek White. He was better than people thought. Brad Stevens drafts these guys. They're better than we think, right? So I have a feeling it would be more accentuating the idea of Jason Tatum being your best player if that were to happen. I think it's Joe Mazzulla and Brad Stevens' job is to figure out how to make it work. But sometimes things in the NBA are out of your control, especially if players demand to be traded or they hint on things like I'd rather be a part of my own team or something like that. So I don't know the end result of it. I hope both of them are back.
Talking about possibility of Giannis Antetokounmpo playing for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum being involved, or if Jaylen Brown, as Scal said, asks for a trade or wants to leave, or however Scal put it in that comment, and that we're going to get to your call. So Chris, we're going to ask you to try to just get to quickly so we can get to calls as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
But the comment struck you.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting just listening to Scal sort of talk about that, because he said a couple of times and caught himself like they are trying to build a Tatum-centric team. And so that fuels into whether Jaylen Brown stays, but also just on the Giannis thing. I think when we discuss this, there's this idea of, well, Jaylen Brown doesn't want to be the number two to Tatum, or, Jaylen Brown wants his own. Giannis has had an entire organization built around him for over a decade. So he's going to come here and be super happy playing second fiddle Robin to Jason Tatum. I wouldn't bank on that, especially since when they brought in Damian Lillard, Giannis was unwilling to change his game one iota. So Giannis is a great player, but I don't know if he's willing to come here and be second fiddle to Jason Tatum, and I don't know how they'd fit together.
He wouldn't be the first big guy I go after. I'd rather have Adebayo. I like Adebayo better than Giannis.
He and Tatum are close.
I think those two would work well together. I like Adebayo at both ends of the floor. He's a good passer. Like, there's a lot to like
that
about
83-point game was a crock, though.
Oh,
it's
total
one of the most
crock.
Embarrassing things in the history of
sports. Please, who gives a rat's ass about an 83-point game? I like his game, though. I think he does.
No, I like Bam too. He plays hard.
Yeah, and I think he does a lot of things well. Anyway, caller driven, as I said, for the basically the rest of the show. Tom is in Pittsfield. Tom, go ahead.
Hi, guys. Tony, Chris, and Jim. What I want to say is Bill Belichick always helped Tom Brady well supplied with receivers. Gronkowski, Edelman, Danny Amendola, Wes Welker.
Yeah, what do you get? Can you get to the point, Tom?
Okay,
please?
now, so let's assume A.J. Brown comes here, right? What's that going to do? One receiver.
Oh, one receiver.
I mean,
but he's not one receiver. I mean, everybody forgets Romeo Doubs.
No, it's true. You're right. Yeah, they brought in Romeo Doubs. Yeah.
So again, it's those two along with, now I presume Booty will be gone. He obviously didn't show up at OTAs either. Certainly feels like they're trying to work out a trade there, Chris, and get a new home for Keyshawn Booty. But between Dobbs, Brown, Mac Hollins, who am I leaving out?
They really like Kyle
Douglas.
Williams.
Kyle Williams.
Did you say Demario Douglas?
I did not.
I don't know
Demario
if
Douglas.
Demario Douglas is going to be on this team.
Okay. But it should be a significant upgrade, don't you think, when you add all the bodies?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, even with the loss of Diggs?
No, I would think so too. And also A.J. Brown, while he is, you could look at it a couple of ways. He's just one receiver, or he's a number one receiver, which they don't have. So I would say he's not just one receiver, he's a number one receiver, which will help Drake May.
Do you have any concerns about getting rid of Booty?
Yeah, I would, just because of the rapport that he has with Drake May. Remember Drake May's very first start as a pro against the Texans? The way he was able to connect immediately with Booty. And I heard you guys talking about this when you were having the playoff argument with Holly. That catch he made against Derek Stingley was phenomenal.
Tremendous.
I know I'm in the minority here, and again, I'm a Drake May guy, even though Murray keeps trying to tell me I should come over to the dark side. But that play, 70% catch, 30% throw, in my mind.
Oh, it was good on both ends, but I would agree more the catch.
I thought it was more the catch.
Yeah, I mean, he caught that thing one-handed, basically,
it was a
didn't he?
great catch.
Yeah.
So, in other words, you think that Booty bailed out Drake May on that throw, Chris?
I wouldn't say bailed out. Drake made a great throw, gave his guy a chance to make a play, and the guy made a great play.
A 30% throw sounds like he's just chucking it up and hoping for the best.
Chris,
wide receiver made
Drake played basketball. He's like a point guard. He just sprays it around, gives his guys a chance to make it. It was kind of like an alley-oop. You know, you got sometimes some guys can climb the ladder, some guys can't. It was a great grab by Booty.
I just think those two have had a rapport since he came into the league.
Totally.
And May is coming into the league, so I just think that's one that could potentially bite them in the ass.
Chris is underselling the throw. Okay, when I say underselling,
No, I'm busting balls. It was a great throw.
Yeah, no.
No, I might be underselling the throw.
No, he put it. First of all, it's one of the best corners in the league, and he put
Yeah.
it in a spot where only his receiver could catch it. Okay, now, but it required a great catch, and Booty made it. So that's how I would describe it. See, everyone thinks I think Drake May sucks. I never said that. People got all bent out of shape about it, Chris, because I said he had a sucky postseason, which he did.
Yeah, subpar. I've seen him.
John in the car. John, what do you got? Such a weasel.
Murray, the NBA did it to me again.
What's that, John?
The NBA did it to me again. 5 minutes to find the game, 5 seconds to turn it off because the game sucked. So
that really has been the NBA playoff experience this postseason.
So.
they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know what to do with a close game. They honestly wouldn't. But and Tony, that fight with Lemieux was when he was like slamming his head into the boards because he wouldn't get up that time. That's when everybody goes crazy when the power play goes on. But Chris, my question to you honestly is: are you a hockey guy? Are you a Bruins fan? Because the reason I ask it, I've heard you talk about the Bruins once, and I'm usually listening. And it was the time that they tried to sign that kid that was bullying the special needs kid.
Miller, yeah.
And you were on that
Miller,
Friday afternoon.
Mason
I've
Miller.
never once heard you talk about the Bruins before or after.
Oh.
And I'm just curious if you even like hockey, or are you told really to stick to another topic?
No.
Or,
I mean, we've talked about it on. We definitely talk about it on Gasper and Murray. I don't normally talk about it on here because I don't get asked about it. I'll freely admit it's my weakest sport. And a lot of times I'll preference what I say by saying I'm not Mr. Hockey. But we definitely, I think it was the last Gasper and Murray we did. I think we talked about the Bruins and sort of their reaction to that press conference. I follow the Bruins.
Recently wrote an article and talked about how Marco Sturm's the best coach in the city.
That is true. You know, I did. That's true. Thank you, Murray. I should have mentioned that. Yes, I did my coaching rankings, and I had Marco Sturm number one only because he did the most with the least. Again, that's not greatest coach. That's
based on resume.
It's based on right now, this moment in time, not based on who will be or resume or all that stuff. I thought Sturm did a great job, but no, I have no problem with talking hockey.
If Marco Sturm's the best coach in town right now, that's a sad statement. But I would say an accurate statement of affairs, given how sucky.
To be honest, I dinged Vrabel for the Diana Rossini thing.
Yeah.
Which also made, much like your Drake May sucks thing, that made a lot of people mad.
Got a lot out of nothing. Doesn't have extramarital doing that we know of. Isn't a pain in the ass know-it-all like the Celtics coach. Who am I forgetting? Oh, well, they fired Cora. He's laughing at these slobs now.
Chad Tracy had to give it incomplete, And the team's not any better. The team was 7 games under 500 when they got rid of Cora. They're 9 games under now. So, even though I get it, the math, Tracy's record has been better than Cora's, but the team hasn't improved overall.
So, Murray, here is something that we have not yet talked about this week. And my recollection was that you were very happy about that. George is in Middleton. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, so I have a question for Chris. I realize it's measured during the regular season, but do you really think Missoula deserved Coach of the Year award given the historic collapse in the playoffs?
I do, because as you said, it's a regular season award. And this sort of goes back to it's not a perfect analogy, but when people would be like, well, Joe Montana never lost a Super Bowl. And it's like, yeah, because he got eliminated before it. So you're going to ding Tom Brady for losing Super Bowls? So in order to be in the position to blow that 3-1 lead, you had to have a great regular season to get into the playoffs. I thought Missoula did a lot of great things during the regular season. He was great with the role player roulette. He developed a lot of guys. They did change. They were down, 4 3-pointers a year from last year. Unfortunately, I think the problem is, and Jaylen Brown said this, and it wasn't aimed at Missoula, but they got away from that identity once Tatum sort of became the full Tatum in the playoff series, and they got away from the things that had worked for them during the regular season. They were jacking up more threes. It was more your turn, my turn, isolation ball. He didn't fully lean on a deep rotation the way he had during the regular season. So I absolutely think he deserves Coach of the Year. Again, it goes back to something I say all the time, and it's probably cliche, but I mean, two things can be true. During the regular season, he was the Coach of the Year. During the playoffs, I'll use your terms, he sucked. You know, the way you guys feel about Drake May's playoff performance, I feel about Joe Mazzulla's playoff performance agast the 76ers as a coach.
Sounds reasonable to me.
He was like the Manchurian candidate as a coach in the postseason. There to undermine the whole thing. No, it's just bombs away, guy. Keep doing that so we can lose this lesser play-in team.
I'd have given it to Bickerstaff.
Really?
I just had Detroit.
Including postseason?
No. Regular season. No, look, I'm not telling you that Mazzulla didn't, he's one of the top 2 or 3 candidates. No question about it. I mean, he did a good job this year during the regular season.
He absolutely deserved to win.
Given the national expectations going into the season, I have no problem with him winning. It's a regular season award.
Yeah, he did a great job.
At the end of the day, who gives a rat's ass?
That's how I feel. That's why I said the other day, I'm glad we didn't end up talking about this.
Although, what is interesting? Do you know that he's only the 4th Celtic guy to win?
Yes.
Shh. Okay. Can you name the other 3, Murray?
Okay.
No.
Red Auerbach.
Yeah.
Tommy Heinsohn. And would you say Brad Stevens? Because it's not him.
It's not Brad Stevens. I heard it the other day, and then
it's Bill Fitch.
Went in one ear and out the other.
It's Bill Fitch. But you put Joe Mazzulla on a list with Red Auerbach? That doesn't exactly fit, does it?
No.
Well, but I mean, any of those coaches who win Coach of the Year, you're not going to be like, that guy reminds me of Red Auerbach for the most part, unless it's like Popovich. Like, that's not a fair standard.
No, the stat I wanted, the other one I heard that I want to look up is
fair to Joe.
How many guys have won it in the last 7 years that then got fired within a year?
A ton of them.
Because I think it's 6 or something like that.
Mazzulla's got 5 years left on the contract, so I don't think he's getting fired anytime soon.
Oh, 5 years. Oh, Jimmy.
Wonderful.
That's a Jimmy bomb right there.
Calls are coming in.
5 years left, huh?
Calls are just busting through the door on us here on Felger and Maz. We'll continue to take your calls. Final hour here of Agenda Free Friday when we come back.
Boston's best sports talk. You can count on it.
2 plus 2 is a 5.
Me sento un po' pacchiato perché Roma
Felger and Maz.
le usanze
How aware are you of the A.J. Brown rumors? How much do you know about him, and how fun would it be to throw to a guy like that?
Yeah, I think it's part of the NFL. They throw names around every team, depending on whoever looks best in the graphic and the jersey on social media. So, I'm really just focused. We have some new guys in here that I'm working with, and I know there's some, a lot of talk with that. But, if he ends up being on our team, great. What a great player. And if he doesn't, we still got to work these guys here. So it's a tough balance, but I know he's a phenomenal player.
Once you get to that point, Philadelphia Eagles qualify for a lower cap hit by moving Brown. It's where they, makes it much more palatable from their standpoint. Why am I telling you all this again now? Today's the 29th of May. Monday's June 1st. So in theory, there should be no obstacles starting Monday for A.J. Brown to end up as a member of the Patriots. Now, there are reports out there that the teams are still far apart. They haven't agreed on terms. There are potentially other suitors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You ask me, I think it's all bullcrap. I think the deal's done and the hay's in the barn.
I just saw a thing on ESPN. It was Schefter, and it said likely. It said, A.J. Brown likely to be traded to the Patriots June 1.
Okay.
It was just right up there on ESPN.
Okay. So, maybe, so are you saying that's softer, or is that the same as what he's been reporting?
I honestly don't know, but it sounds, sounds a little soft to me. Likely that you're giving yourself some wiggle room. I mean, we've both done it. Like, that's what you do. You give yourself an out so people can't rip you if you're wrong.
Murray, you want to remind everybody what you reported about A.J. Brown not too long ago? Do you want to remind everyone what you reported? About A.J. Brown? Don't you remember?
No.
Didn't you say it on the air?
Yesterday?
No. I said, Murray, didn't you?
Oh, I thought you were talking about something in the headlines yesterday.
No. No, this goes back a couple of weeks, I think.
It's Friday at 5:30, like half here. Yeah. He talked to someone down the seaport about getting a condo in one of those fancy condo complexes.
Okay, I think that's I think it's way down the road. I
definitely think it's going to happen. But again, as I started out the show saying, I think this is Howie Roseman trying to extract some last concession, or see if maybe at the very, and the deal's not done till a deal's done, right? It's sort of like a house. You can agree on the price and everything, but then everybody has to sign. You have to have the closing with the lawyers there. If there's some last-minute better offer that Howie Roseman can get or claim that he's getting to be able to leverage the Patriots, you'll do it.
We'll see how this thing shakes out. I bet A.J. Brown is a Patriot by the middle of next week. Tim's in Brookline.
Oh, here we
Okay?
go, Tim.
Tim's not there. We can move right on from him. Let's see if he picks up shortly. Lucas in Cambridge on A.J. Brown and what he means to the Patriots. Go ahead, Lucas.
What's up, guys? Love the show, Chris. Love your stuff. Watch you on TV. Read all your stuff.
Appreciate that.
But so no problem. So the A.J. Brown thing, right? So I obviously think it's gonna happen. I think that will be like. People don't really talk about it. I think getting A.J. Brown, like obviously he's a great receiver with all that stuff, but I think it even helps Dobbs even more. Like that makes the Dobbs signing 10 times better because you have a legit number 2 behind the number 1. But also I've had this convo with friends, like, do you think A.J. Brown would be the most talented receiver the Patriots have had since Randy Moss? I've had friends argue that it could be Julian Edelman. Kind of think Edelman was kind of a Brady mention. Just want to hear your thoughts on that.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm trying to think. I mean, my initial reaction is yes. I'm just trying to think if I'm.
It's because all the receivers have sucked since that time.
Do we count Antonio Brown? Because he was super. He didn't last very long, but he was on the team. I would put Antonio Brown over A.J. Brown.
He wasn't here. He wasn't here long enough. You got to put an asterisk on that.
Oh, you are the king of asterisks, so I'll defer to you.
Yeah, but you can make a great point in terms of physicality, like the attributes. Yeah, you could certainly make a case for him. But if A.J. Brown's healthy, yeah, I think it probably would be since Moss.
So obviously we're not counting Gronkowski because he's a tight end.
No, yeah, he's a tight end.
Yeah, different position.
Okay. I mean, but it's probably true, which is sad.
I'm trying to think if we're leaving somebody out.
I mean, if people want to argue Edelman.
Like who? Harry?
Edelman was awesome, but he got more than what I think even he expected out of what his abilities and physicality and what his attributes were. So
he was good,
just like athletic freak. Yeah, it would be A.J. Brown since Moss.
I hope that he was just demoralized in Philadelphia, and that's all that was.
Yeah, same.
Like, get me out of Dodge.
Like Moss with the Raiders at the end.
Yeah. If that's true, Murray, and I know you raised that earlier in the week. If that is true, and then look, he will help them tremendously. I still need to be convinced that he has more left in the tank than I think he does. I'm not telling you he's cashed. I'm just telling you in that last playoff game, he kind of sucked. He looked awful in that game. He was dropping passes. He wasn't getting separation. Now, again...
Well, he's not the biggest separation guy in the world anyway. I mean, he's more of a contested catch guy to begin with. He's not going to... Like, to keep it going on the Randy Moss comparisons, he's not going to separate, pull away Moss style. That's not really his game. I mean, he's better than this receiver, but you remember the Super Bowl, like Alshon Jeffrey?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's Alshon Jeffrey, but if Alshon Jeffrey's on one end and Moss is on the other, on that spectrum, he's closer to Alshon Jeffrey.
Okay, I just hope that that's what it was, that he hated his quarterback like poison and wanted to get out of there. Dalton's in Dedham on Red Sox trade opportunities. Go ahead, Dalton.
Tony, how we doing?
Peachy.
Yeah, good to hear. Hey, I told you, I
really
tried to
sold
call
it, man.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go.
Big Jim, how you doing? And Gasper, how are you? It's been a long time.
Good, good.
Guys, so I tried calling this last night, Tony. So the whole Aroldis Chapman thing. Listen, I understand. I think we have the best opportunity to trade him right now. He's 38 years old. But this is what I'm getting at, and this is what I've talked to Kravitz about. I think Peyton Tolley is going to be the future. He's going to be the future closer for the Boston Red Sox. And hear me out on this one right now. This is why Whitlock just went on the IL. Okay, he goes on IL, so Chapman keeps doing his thing. The Red Sox are not going to do anything irrelevant in the next 3 weeks. So what do? You trade your best asset, which is Aroldis Chapman. You get back prospects. You're going to get back all the pitchers, right? And then, hey, Tolley goes right into that closer spot. You need somebody that has fire in the bullpen, and Tolley has it. Tolley strikes somebody out when he's down by 3 in the 6th inning, and he's fired up. That's the guy you need in this organization. And, Tony, I just want to get your opportunity and your opinion on that. Have a great weekend, guys.
Okay, so Dalton, here's the first thing I would tell you. That, look, you're not the first one to raise it. I mean, that he could be a closer. He could. I would also tell you that, don't you think that's kind of a waste on this team this year when they never have a lead? So, like, why stick him? You are still trying to develop him because apparently Boston and Fenway Park are now home of the 4A Boston Red Sox. It's got nothing to do with the big league team. It's all about developing the minor leaguers. So you got to develop Anthony. You've got to develop Meyer. Rafaela now, it looks like, has finally developed to the point where he's an everyday big league player.
Spear had a good story where he was saying, Rafaela was saying, like, every year I get hot for 2 months, I want to be more consistent. Like, he's at least self-aware of who he is as a player and saying, like, I don't want to be just that guy that gets hot for 2 months.
He's hitting the ball the other way consistently. He's hitting 285, I think the number is this year, which in this, era, call it, is pretty good. The overall average in Major League Baseball is right around 240. And Rafaela's at 285, and the rest of the team couldn't, as the saying goes, couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat, for crying out loud. They suck so bad. So, but this is what the big leagues have become. I would leave Tolle in the rotation. I would rather have a guy giving me 180 good innings. Can't say 200 anymore for starting pitchers, Chris. That one's out the window, too.
Oh, that's out the window now, too?
Nobody does it. How many guys had 200 innings last year?
Jeez, I don't even look.
Three?
I'm so used to the wins thing. I don't look at wins. I look at I still look at ERA and I look at FIP. And strikeouts per 9 is one that's big for me. But innings, no? You can't really look at innings anymore?
No, I'll look it up. I think it's like 3 guys or something in the big leagues last year through 200
crazy.
innings. So the number now is closer to probably 175, somewhere in that area. And I would tell you, I would rather get 175 innings out of a guy than 55 or 60. Okay, so I'll take the starter every single time, and I can find someone to close. I think the Red Sox want Tolle to be a starter. I love his makeup. We all do. And I love his mentality and his intensity. And how can you not? I said this earlier, and I'm not going to change my mind unless something crazy happens this season. The only reason to watch the Red Sox right now, if you're asking me, Connolly Early, Peyton Tolle. And if you say, well, yeah, what about Suarez? Well, okay, he's a veteran guy. I know he signed for 5 years, but I know what he is. Sonny Gray, same deal. He's not signed for 5 years, but whatever.
I mean, Crochet, when he comes back, you want to watch those stars.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
You
Again,
watch the Crochet stars.
I appreciate Crochet's ability. Yeah. But the 2 lefties, I mean, those games are worth watching because you get 5 or 6 good innings of something you can watch, and that actually thus far has been competitive. Connolly Early's pitched his ass off. He's getting better, too. Getting deeper into games. He shut the Braves out for 7 innings the other night. That is no small task. So
but Maz, see, the problem with Conley Early is that his expected ERA is like 4.5.
I was going to say, I saw that stat the other day.
One of the luckiest pitchers in baseball.
Is that true? His expected ERA?
I did see something. His expected ERA is like much higher.
Oh, well, you know what that means? That these donkeys will trade him. Then is what they're going to do.
No, they'll send him down because his expected ERA is too high. It's 4.5.
No, they're going to trade him, Jimmy.
Because we don't live in an actual reality world. We live in an expected.
Yes,
world.
as Joe Mazzulla once said, we live in an expected world.
Yeah, because the other teams will see that 2.95 ERA and say, oh, that looks good. And the Red Sox will go, you're an idiot.
Well, some stupid team like the Brewers will take him, and then he'll just light it up there, like Quinn Priester and Kyle Harrison.
Correct.
Probably. See, when you look under the hood of Conley Early's actual stats.
That's right, under the hood. That's right, under the hood.
Yeah. Because the Cavaliers would still be playing in an expected world because they won 2 of the first 3 in expected outcomes.
Oh, it's so true. So true.
Murray's got your headlines here.
Too.
When we come back, we'll do email of the day. We'll continue with your phone calls, final word, as well as we wrap up Agenda Free Friday with Chris Casper.
I want to get to the gossip first.
Everything you said is right.
Felger and Maz, the Sports Zone.
It's the Coleman Electric Email of the Day. Dear Felga, I really hate you. And I think Maz is a boob.
It's electric.
The Coleman Electric Email of the Day.
It's electric.
Send yours to Felger at 985thesportshub.com.
Email of the day brought to you by Coleman Electric, a bunch of really good electricians helping homeowners like you. You want to try this, Casper? When you need an electrician, call Coleman.
It's electric.
It's electric.
That's Michael Hawley. He did a decent job. Paul Perillo.
It's electric.
It's electric.
It is electric.
I like
That's
Murray's
right.
deadpan the best. That was good.
It's electric.
Paul Perillo, everyone gets in on that.
Yeah, it's electric.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so you got anything over there, Murray? What do you got?
It's electric. I got a couple here. This one from Darcy, who says, hello, why do you think, ... Vrabel wouldn't be the same. He's been living a double life for 6 years, in all caps and like 8 exclamation points. He's been lying to his wife for 6 years. Again. He's been cheating for 6 years. He was able to coach the Titans while living a double life. Vrabel will be perfectly fine coaching the Patriots unless his wife files for divorce. Nothing will change. He will continue to hold his head up high. He was smiling for 6 years while he was cheating on his wife, his so-called lover. He was smiling at the Super Bowl with both women in his presence. Mike Vrabel has been living a double life for 6 years. Come on, guys, stop talking about if Vrabel changed. He can coach. Obviously, yes. On a side note, that part I won't read. Thank you. Love the show and coverage on this topic. LOL. So that's from Darcy on the whole Mike Vrabel Diana Racina.
So I understand her point. The point being that
Bringing the heat.
Yeah, well, if he could fool people for 6 years and being a phony, he can fool them now. Is that her general
Pretty
premise?
much, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. That's the email of the day. We'll take phone calls here for the next little bit. I know Stu has put together his weekly recap and the final word. Jimmy, just tell me in my ear how long that is so I know when to get out and tee you up. Okay, there you go. 90 seconds. Aiden on the Celtics says that, I'm sorry.
It's electric.
Aiden in Salem on the Celtics says that Jaylen Brown and Joe Mazzulla screwed over the team. How'd they do that, Aiden?
They did it because they had the best regular season for the worst purpose. Like, they're going to have the 27th pick in the draft, which is after the Knicks. They literally went to the playoffs, which you try to do, and then you lost in the first round. When their top player, Tatum, got hurt, they should have probably pretended like Brown had a knee injury and stuff. They didn't. They went for it. They lost. This is probably going to be the worst season they've had, and people aren't going to realize it until like 5 years later when we see who they could have drafted instead of number 27.
Did you follow all that?
Yeah, he's basically saying that the way it worked out, like Jaylen Brown wanted to prove he could be a 1, and Mazzulla, wanted to prove he could be a great coach on a team that wasn't a ready-made championship contender, which is all he's ever coached. So both of those guys did their thing during the regular season. But in reality, the best thing for the organization would have been if they were bad and they got a high draft pick.
I don't believe that, actually. I think that I think in a lot of ways both those guys did help their stock. They just didn't help it as much as they could have had they had a better postseason.
I would agree with that.
But I don't think you look at him and go, Jaylen Brown's a bum. I mean, and Mazzulla can get a lot out of. He motivates players. He can get teams to play hard and overachieve probably during the regular season. I think when he gets in the playoffs, he gets pantsed. Dylan in New Hampshire. Dylan, go ahead.
Hey, Maz. I was just wondering, I wanted to get your thoughts on where Rappaport works for the NFL Network. Do you think he's kind of running damage control for the NFL, making it look like this deal will be legit? Because we've been all under the assumption that this deal's been done for months at this point. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
That's an interesting one. That makes some sense if you want to go down that road we were talking about before. If I'm wrong and it's not, how the deal is done, the terms are agreed to, it's not, Howie Roseman. And again, the deal could be agreed to, but it's not done till it's filed with the league. And so if I'm wrong and it's not Howie Roseman trying to squeeze the Patriots, why would these reports be coming out? Because the league doesn't like the way this thing's going down, that it's like a fait accompli, and it's basically a pre-negotiated deal. So they want to make it seem like, there's still some work left to do. And, okay, this deal actually was done June 8th, not just waiting for the calendar to tick to June 1st.
So
June 2nd.
The report is there's no collusion going on, guys.
Exactly.
But here's what I would say to that. Why is it collusion? There's nothing that says they can't talk and agree to a deal. Right? There's no rule that says.
I don't think there is.
No,
but you just can't complete the deal until after June 1. It wouldn't be the.
But
first.
Is there another? Can you guys think of? Is there? I mean, again, this is what I said at the beginning in terms of Howie Roseman getting everything he wants. Can you think of another NFL trade that's gone down like this?
No, and while there might not be any kind of rules against it, Maz, their head coach just gotten this whole thing over the last couple of months for doing one of the most well-known NFL reporters for the last 6 years, maybe more. So was there insider trading and knowledge going on? on? Like, that raises some questions. That's why, I think maybe this could be going on, that Rappaport's just trying to run interference. Like, no. This was all on the level, and what's going on here is it's taking a little bit more time because they're still trying to work it out.
Oh, I think they could definitely be running interference. I just don't necessarily think there was some sort of shady play going on with the teams. I'm not talking about anything.
But I don't think they want this.
Field.
I don't think they want this to become a regular thing where essentially teams agree to a deal and for cap purposes or whatever it gets put. And also, I mean, technically you could make the case. I'm not saying they should do this, but how many times have you heard the Patriots, whether it's Vrabel or Wolf or the players, talking about a guy who's not on their team? Which technically you could, I mean, if the Eagles wanted to push it, if it weren't, they're going to trade him to the Patriots. I don't think they want to set that precedent of these deals getting dragged out. They don't like the cap thing, the cap manipulation, which is what it is. It's cap manipulation to postpone the deal this long. And I don't think they like what is essentially rubber stamping I'm tampering by talking about a guy who's not on your team repeatedly like he is on your team.
So maybe that's what it is, Chris. Maybe that's what it is. I'm probably numb to this kind of stuff because I think this kind of crap goes on in pro sports all the time. I just think that, we can't do it until this date. For example, this is not really the same thing because it's one of their own players. The Red Sox used to agree to terms with guys on new contracts, but not announce them until after opening day because then they wouldn't be reflected on that year's luxury tax.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same kind of thing. Like, I just think these kinds of things are going on all the time. And I remember agents calling around and saying, during baseball off season, calling up and saying, oh, no, there's no deal done yet. This was like Mike Mussina, as an example. Mike Mussina was negotiating with the Yankees. The Red Sox were interested. And then there were deals breaking that Mike Mussina had agreed to terms with the Yankees. All of a sudden, his agents were calling around to the other markets and saying, no, this thing's not over yet. Because he had to pass the physical, or in other words, the terms had been agreed to, but they didn't want to completely blow up the other team, so they were rushed. But it was a done deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep, I know what you're saying.
So I think there is, similar kinds of stupidity goes on in every sport with the similar things.
Well, luckily, we won't have to wait much longer. Thank God.
Exactly right. So this is why I said, Monday's the 1st. Thank God.
Yeah.
Like, if he's not a Patriot by the end of the week, I think it's like something's gone wrong.
Or the league, or to Mari's point, or the league has pushed them to make this look on the up and up, so you're going to have to wait even longer. But I'll say they have a mandatory minicamp coming up mid-June. Like, if I'm the Patriots, I tell the league to stuff it. Bottom line, we need this guy in. We need him to take a physical. We need him to look at our playbook. And we need him on the field for mandatory minicamp. Because now this isn't about appearances. It's about winning and trying to put our team in the best position to win. So, no, we're not waiting until mid-June to make this look more legit to get this guy in our building. He's coming in our building early enough that he can participate in mandatory minicamp.
I mean, Chris, I would want him in next week if I
agree.
So they still have what? Like the OTAs don't get finished until the following Tuesday, I believe, or Monday maybe.
I think that's right.
Okay, so they still have 4 or 5 days of those left after today. 5 or 6 days, I think. Whatever. Okay, but the point is, if you can get A.J. Brown in for some of those, I would want to do those.
I agree.
Get him in here. Mike and Warwick, quickly. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, Maz? I'll keep it quick. I was just curious why the Sox haven't made Connerly early in the number 2 yet. I mean, he's clearly better than Bayo and Sonny Gray. And additionally, he's one of the best guys in that young group of young guys that we have right now, and they take him really seriously. Just wanted your thoughts on that.
So, Mike, don't hang up yet, and I'm just being a wise ass here. When you say officially made him the number 2, what do you want them to do? Hold a parade or something?
No, not necessarily. I don't know. I'd like the team to take him a little bit more seriously. They treat him like he's still a young guy, even though they have all these other young guys, and they're not playing as good or at the level that he's playing at.
Yeah, so I think they are taking him seriously. Where he pitches, we all get caught up in this. Where he pitches, I mean, it matters at the end of the day because, at least at the beginning of the year, it's about who you're facing.
And how many starts you'll get
right.
at the end of the day.
But once you're, and he was thrown in, I can't remember who he got in for that was injured, and he got a start. And they haven't been able to pull him out since, or maybe it was at the beginning of the year that he was there. I don't even remember. But whatever it is, all you should be asking for is him to get a turn every 5 days.
Wasn't it Ranger Suarez who wasn't ready to go because of the World Baseball Classic?
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was, Jimmy. Yes. and early broke with the team. Exactly right.
Yeah. But didn't he also wasn't that also a thing, though? He beat out Oviedo. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, because Oviedo had an arm issue.
Very good. Well, no, he like
beat him.
Yeah.
So that was like the surprise. People were like.
We later found out he had an arm issue.
Right,
because
right.
Yes.
Oviedo's velocity should have been 98. His expected velocity was 98, but it was actually 91.
That was another good move, huh? Trading for Oviedo. I mean,
they give up a password, right? How's he doing?
So not that great, but that was a deal when they made it that I said, what the hell do they need that guy for? Like, who the hell is he? Why is Oviedo some sort of like? Well, he's got great extension. He throws 90. Yeah, but he sucks. So what do they need some suck right-hander for to be a long man in the bullpen? You can't find some other scrub to do that?
No,
you got to get him from the freaking Pirates?
Pirates are good this year.
Oh, whatever.
They're good.
Johan Oviedo.
How about that Brandon Loud signing? How about that? Or trade, whatever that was. Why can't we get second baseman like that?
And by the way, that's another one that they got Oviedo thinking that they had tapped into something. Meanwhile, it turns out that the guy has a terrible attitude, bad work ethic, completely blows, and they didn't do any of it because all they care about is the extension and the fastball. Never mind the fact that he's a complete loser.
Well, the rest of baseball just didn't see it, man. That's the way it goes. You got to keep outsmarting the rest of the league.
Smartest guy in the room?
I almost said Chaim Bloom. Craig Breslow.
Craig Breslow, smartest guy in the world.
Just ask Mrs. Veritek. That was a good tweet. I liked it. Anyway, final word is next.
Hey, it's Felger here.
Now on Felger and Maz.
It's the final
word. Recapping this 4-hour show in 4 minutes, which leads to the question, does it really need to be 4 hours long?
No. Final word brought to you by Town Fair Tire. If you're looking for the best deal on tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. Best prices and great free services. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Week in review from Jay Stu.
1, 2, 3, 4. Beep.
What did the quarterback look like? We'll start there. I've seen some photos. He looks a little bit more bulked up. Is he a little bit more bulky to you? And talk about what you saw there. Because I know, look, this is there's how much we can evaluate here in terms of no pads, OTAs. I know take it with a grain of salt, but how did Drake May look?
Alex, is he bulked up or is he fat? They don't have enough good players. Like, to me, it's a very simple concept. You want to win, get good players, and make sure money. Yeah, and make sure you have a variety of skill sets. They don't have that. Plain and simple. And so they suck. No surprise there.
Maz's tears.
Maz's tears.
Sing
it, Holly. Come on.
Maz's tears.
Maz's tears. Maz's tears. Tears.
Oh, brother.
Tears. Wow. It's electric.
It's electric.
It's electric. It's electric. Electric.
Mine was getting long. I'm not joking. It was getting long for me.
Did you put a weight on it?
Wait, explain that. Say that again. Did you put a weight on it?
Yeah.
I got it.
Like a fishing line?
Well, apparently that's what some people you can do. You could
lengthen and extend.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, it's a whole thing.
Gravity. Gravity's a hell of a drug, Maz.
Yeah, but there's also, but it doesn't stay that way, does it?
That I can't speak to, but I know that some people have tried it. That seems to be a thing that some have done.